This week I'm in the beautiful capital Wellington, my town, for a diving adventure with my boys, the Kina Crew.
We're playing away today.
We'll hit our favourite spots and try some new ones on both the west coast and the south coast, shooting, catching and gathering kai moana for hakari for our whānau.
Can't be the Kina Crew if you don't come home with kinas.
The Kina Crew's motto, dive to provide. I've recently moved back to Wellington, where it all began.
I'm back in my old stomping ground where I grew up playing rugby league actually as a kid, but rugby as well. Moved back to help out the club. Since I'm a local boy from Wainui, I thought we'd try and get the young talent back in Wainui and hopefully build a good premiership team. It's actually quite refreshing, quite nice to be home, close to whānau. I mean, great fond memories of growing up in Wainui. Basically, my whole family's there, all my cousins, a lot of my nieces and nephews. And seeing mum and dad, dad sort of had a few health issues, so it's really nice to be home and especially be around mum and dad.
This morning, I'm meeting the boys in Petone where I store my boat.
See, brothers, what's our plan of attack for today?
West is best, bro. Yep. Let's hit the west.
Our crew's been together for 8 years now, and we spend as much time as we can in the water collecting kai for whoever needs it. My boys are known as shark bait, maui, seaweed, skegs, lepres and KDI.
We are the Kina Crew. Oh, it's pretty cool that you can have a crew that you go diving with that enjoy the exact same things that I enjoy. There's not many people that are into that kind of stuff, diving in itself. There's a lot of people that want the kai moana, so it's actually cool to have a crew that is always willing to go out and want to go for a paddle and a splash and have the same sort of passion that I have.
We usually gather kai for 21st and tangi, but this time it's for one of our own crew, my big brother Billy, or Seaweed.
I'm Billy Weepu, also known as Seaweed, Lost Property, Boatman.
The bro's 50th today, turns 50, so it's a hell of a milestone for an old fella like him.
He's our #1 boatman, bro. Seaweed, yeah, no. Couldn't do a lot of stuff without him.
Keep the brothers safe on top of the boat and make sure we do all the boat checks. So, yeah, just to make sure the brothers get back in good tip-top condition.
Billy's a cameraman though, so you won't be seeing much of him on screen.
Sure.
We're taking 2 boats out, mine and the Prez's Silver Bullet.
Hurry up, mate!
We're about to launch the boats and head out along the west coast here, out past Titahi Bay area. So, yeah, hopefully we catch some kai. Power shouldn't be too bad. There's a pretty good spot where we'll get our quota anyway. Who knows, we might even get a sack full of kinas while we're at it.
The paua, or abalone, we're hoping to find should be attached to rocks around 5 meters down. Paua are actually a type of sea snail, and they're quite slow to grow. So to keep the population up, we're only allowed to take 10 each a day.
This is the spot, Pelway? Around here?
Yeah, just around here, cuz. Those green trees, cuz. At the bottom of there's like a gully there. It's not a bad little spot to get us a feed. And rumour has it yesterday there was a school of kingies that come through there, so
Could be the spot, bro.
You've got to have good gear because sometimes you're in the water for 4 or 5 hours if it's a bit rough or if you're somewhere new. And that gear's got to keep you comfortable and warm. It sure is hot kitted up on the deck though.
Yippee-ki later.
Get out of here.
Come here, fella, man. Get out of here.
Obviously the last one to get in the water. All the boys are already in there, but I'm sweating and I'm out.
Party.
I found my first paua for the day. Paua can only be gathered by freediving, no tanks allowed. The colder the water, the bigger they grow. But they've got to be at least 125 millimeters in length to keep.
What me and my boys enjoy doing is gathering a bit of kai and at the same time enjoying the nice warm water because in winter deep is.
As well as paua, I see there are kina or sea urchin around here today, and they're always welcome on anyone's table. With visibility only around 5 meters, it's taken me a bit longer than I expected to get my catch.
She's pretty good over there. Got my poles and onions as well, so can't be the Kina Crew if you don't come home with kinas.
That's it, brother.
While the boys make sure the 5-row or tongues in the kina are juicy and ripe and good to take home, I prepare a paua straight out of its shell for another fresh snack.
Usually, if the boys are hungry, they'll take a couple of pauas and eat them up raw. And I've always got soy sauce on the boat, so put a bit of kikkoman sauce to the old paua, and she's a pretty good treat, actually. Prefer it raw than cooked. But a few of the boys don't like it. Whole Prez doesn't like it. Everyone else is pretty happy with it.
So we'll just change spots, come to one of Piri's secret spots, don't show the location. Hopefully we'll get some crays out of here.
I'm good to go. These two are having a cup of tea and a kai, so we might as well get in there.
Let's do it, mate.
If we're stuck in one spot, don't even bother coming over. You stay on the boat.
If your float starts going vertical, you'll see me there.
I thought this would be a perfect spot for slaying crays for Billy's birthday, but it seems like everyone's looking around and nobody's finding. As far as the crayfish goes, looks like they've got better places to be.
Who picked this spot?
Hey, I wasn't driving. Who drove us here?
Nah, it's pretty quiet, eh? No little fish around.
Wasn't the greatest day in terms of catching some big boys, but got a feed. It's the main thing anyway.
How about we just shoot home, clean up, break down, get ready for tomorrow, and maybe hit South Coast?
South Coast will be on there.
South Coast was us another day.
Stomping grounds. It's our home ground. We're playing away today.
Coming up, the Silver Bullets plan up.
The engine cut and she was smoking a bit, so
I'm in my hometown, Wellington, where me and my boys, the Kina Crew, have been gathering moana for my big brother's birthday. But something's gone wrong with the Silver Bullet,
we got into a bit of trouble.
and even the Prez can't sort it out.
The engine cut and she was smoking a bit, so Silver Bullet's had a bit of a hiccup. None of us are mechanics, so we wouldn't have a clue what the hell's wrong with it. She's smoking a bit, so had to turn the motor off and tow her back to the boat ramp. Otherwise, we'll look like amateurs and, oh yeah, bro, good to go, but really, nothing. Boys will probably end up sinking, so we better do the right thing and tow it in to be safe.
So the Prez goes home with news of boat repairs. But hopefully that doesn't dampen his spirits too much, because tomorrow we're hitting the South Coast, our stomping ground.
As a Kina Crew, we generally hit South Coast. We call that our backyard. There's paua, kina, crays. If we come across a few mussels, yeah. Not to eat though, it's for shells for my wife. Yeah, so I'll grab her. I'll grab her 3 or 4 mussels for her weaving, yeah.
Out of all the tools that I use in my work, the mussel shell is the one tool that I would never be able to do without. I use it to extract the fibre from the flax leaf. I've tried a knife and a bit of metal and even a bit of greenstone, and nothing works as good as a mussel shell. So I'm very lucky to have a husband who's a diver and a carver.
We're in a little studio in Weepu, heated studios. Yeah, not only is it a place where we do whakaaro, but it's a place where we teach My wife and I, you know, her being a weaver and myself being a carver, I suppose you could look back with her parents, her mum being a master weaver and her dad being a tohunga whakairo. I guess we were on that same path, you know. Whether it be intentional or not, it's just the way it's gone.
Our families have known each other since I was at school in Wainuiomata, and I always come here for my important gifts, as the Prez is not only the best carver I know, but a really important person in my life.
I describe the Kina Crew as a really close-knit group of brothers. They're very supportive, not only of each other, but also of each other's families. Sam often has carved the 21st gifts for many of the children of the crew members.
Not only with the Kina Crew, but if you're with a group of guys who do specific things, maybe hunting, cars or whatever, you get a sort of whānau bond, eh? Yeah. So we're not just friends, we're family. Yeah, we're family.
When Sam goes diving, I know that he's going to be looked after.
We're about to start our second day of diving around the coast of Wellington in search of tasty kai moana for my brother Billy's birthday. This time we'll try the south coast, launching at Ōwhiro Bay.
Hey fellas, late as usual, late.
Beautiful days like today remind me how good it is to be back from Europe, out in the fresh air with my boys, the Kina Crew. As they say, you can't beat Welly on a good day.
We're in Otauranga Bay, around by Cable Bay. Tide's slack at the moment, so we've got a window of about maybe 40 minutes to an hour.
Looks like it's going to be a quick 40 minutes, so try and get some crays and then go for a hotatu somewhere else.
The sooner we get in, the better, mate.
Are you ready to go, bro? Hurry up and get in the water, bay, so we can get changed.
Generally, who comes up with the biggest cray on the day is the winner, and they get basically bragging rights, and that's about it.
And then we just look at all the other crays and we're like, do you want to fight my big one? Or... Oh, you try and get in there as quick as you can. You got to be quick, otherwise you miss out.
Why are we
having
here?
a good, exactly,
Why
having a good time.
here talking?
Might as well get our gears on and get in there.
As we get geared up, the others make quick work with their spear guns, and the butterfish are plentiful. I'm diving down to about 6 meters, and the visibility today is so much clearer. There's heaps more kai moana too, and I start my gathering off with an armful of kina. Maui's found his first coda or crayfish, and it measures up legal, but I've got a feeling it won't win our biggest cray comp. Still, it'll be welcome on the table tonight. The water's so nice, my brother Billy, aka Seaweed, takes a break from the camera to help find kai for his birthday.
What's down there? A lot of seafood, bro. Nah, there's fish down there, heaps of fish. Boys locked into a few big crays. And I got a bit of seaweed, so yeah, we're looking good today, my bro.
The paua are often hidden under the seaweed and can be tricky to remove. But the butterfish are still coming in thick and fast.
Oh, beautiful, lovely. South coast any day. A bit of filleting to do tonight, so yeah, practice the knife skills. So the more you get, the more practice.
And the Prez has just scored himself a big blue moki. You find them in these cooler waters and rocky areas.
Pretty good viz down there. Got a couple of fish, some killers and a few paua.
Back down on the bottom, Maui's caught a decent sized coda, or crayfish, perfect for our hakari tonight. I hope there are some more beauties hiding in the rocks for us. Caught my first cray today, but he's no match for Maui's whopper. In fact, he's below the legal size limit, so I'm going to let him go.
got a cray, so I avoided the down trap. All good. No complaints.
Some of us are always probably out there with a bit more freedom, but as a crew, we try and get out together maybe once a month. Our motto's always been, there's always a bay, and go and get a kai. But majority of the time, you know, we never really mention it, but it's always there to us that we always dive to provide.
Dive to provide, that's one of the sayings. There might be a tangi, there might be an event or something that we need to get kai for, so we'll all come together, as many as can, and then we'll just go hit it. It's just the way it is. Someone will put out a message, and then within a couple of hours we'll have something organised.
Plenty kai out there, eh? She's primo. Muki, paua, kina, butterfish. Yeah, just smashing it. She's awesome, bro. Four from four, can't complain, eh? She's a good gun. She's lined in.
Conditions are pretty mint. I tied you in probably about 45 minutes ago, maybe. So there's a little bit of exercise to do to get back to the boat.
We usually got our fish on board to save the mess at home. And today Shark Bait has the honours.
Oh, most people do it. Some people do it in the water. But I'm lazy, I'll do mine when I get on the boat. Plus you don't want to have burley trail while you're diving. Honestly, you just make a mess at home and guts everywhere and flies, so it's better just to do it out here. And then you do all the filletings when you get home.
Coming up, our final dive and an important birthday.
Happy birthday
to us, guys.
I'm hunting seafood along the south coast of Wellington with my Kina Crew. Shark bait, maui, seaweed, skegs, the Prez and KDI. Prez has taken us to one of his secret locations so we can hunt and gather more kai for my brother's birthday tonight. You won't see much of Billy though because he's our cameraman.
We're off to a spot called Jurassic Park. Hopefully can pick up some big boys like that or even bigger. But let the matua take us. Where you go, Koro? This is one of those moments where whoever's the driver picks the location, and if it's kaka, we let him know about it. But he's heading to, there's a reef that he's heading to, and he's going to go have a bit of a host to see if there's anything around it.
And we're in luck. A school of blue cod has just come through. Perfect targets for our spear guns.
Mean cod. Keep going, bro.
We didn't expect to find cod, so Skeggs drops in and tries his luck. He quickly finds a couple of crays, but is reared off track by the lines of paua, easy to spot with a clear visibility. I decide to check out the caves below the seaweed as the bigger crays always hide deeper. Sometimes you're wriggling into tight, dark spaces, just holding your breath, so we always dive in pairs with a mate looking out for you.
The reality is, diving's a dangerous game. You know, we've had a lot of fatalities in New Zealand. Tangaroa doesn't discriminate. We're all just mere mortals under the water.
And that's what makes our crew tight. We trust each other with our lives.
Diving's cool and crayfish is awesome, but it's most important that we come home safely to our loved ones, you know, so that's the main thing.
Skeggs and the Prez are on a roll and have taken a heap of blue cod. Luckily, the limit's 20 per person.
It's a good sized cod, bro. Mean.
So I want to have a go myself with my new spear gun before we head home with our catch. But back on board, the boys reckon we've got plenty.
One shot, one more cod and then we're out, pal. Gotta go, your missus is texting.
And I shoot one first time. All these blue cod are awesome. They say they're easier to fillet than butterfish and simple to cook. Quick fried with lemon. Done. And I think I've caught the biggest one. Wasn't it biggest cod wins?
Well, apparently Team Metro won, supposedly. So that's the guys with the comb over. So that's Maui and darts.
Unanimous decision, mate.
Unanimous decision. But no, we got what we needed to take back and feed everyone in the whānau with the hakari. So I guess we'll go back and prepare this kai so that we can feed everyone. I was actually a lot better than day one. Boys ended up shooting a lot of fish, and we managed to get some koura, which was probably one of the main ones that we wanted to try and put on the table.
Today was a good dive, yeah. Crew was all hyped, amped. It was our backyard, yeah, so we knew exactly what we were going to get, where we were going to go. Yes, we got all the species that we needed to, really.
Not a bad catch, boys. Guess we'll get the rest of our stuff and head back and have our hakari, yeah? What do you reckon?
That's us.
So who won? I won, eh?
Oh, big call, sir.
Oh.
That's definitely a win for you-know-which team.
Yeah, so we're going to pack up, head over the hill like the Billies in Wainui and have a good mean feed.
It's his birthday. Probably spending it with Mum and Dad, singing a happy birthday to him. Sometimes when they do, it's quite special. But yeah, hopefully he can blow out some candles too.
The sun is setting, and we're off to Billy's house to prep our catch.
Oh, we're just filling in all the fish that we got. We just finished some of the kinnis. Just getting ready to chuck on the barbie. There's always usually a purpose that we all get together. And this is probably a rare occasion that we actually get something for ourselves. Yeah.
There's no I in team, but there is me. No, it's actually a good reason to end the day with having a birthday to celebrate. Boys will be pretty happy to put on a bit of a spread. Obviously, you got the boys know how to fillet fish a bit better than I do. I'm still learning.
We're frying up 2 species of fish caught today, our butterfish and our blue cod. And don't forget about all those beautiful crays. Those are baked with delicious cream cheese and sweet chili topping. Mauri ora.
E ua whakapainga nei kai he ora na mo mātou tinana whāngai he o mātou wairua ki te tāroa te ora ko iukrati hoki tō mātou kai whakaora ake, āmene. Āmene. All right, ladies, go get some kai.
Now, what sort of started out as a bunch of the brothers getting together for a dive has really turned into a whānau. There's a lot of love in the crew, there's no doubt about that. There's nothing I wouldn't do for the boys. Inside the water, outside the water, and you know, if you spend enough time with someone, you're going to eventually love them. You know, you'll see kids running around here, so we're all about whānau, and we're about providing a kai for our loved ones, and that's kind of what we do.
Where's the creamer? This one? Yeah. Oh, sweet. That's me. Yes, me, that stuff.
I'm pretty proud of the spread we've put on today. It's exactly what we needed after a couple of days on the water. But all this talk of whānau and family has reminded me of the reason for all of this.
Kia ora tātou. He rā tino pai tēnei rā, nā te mea I haere mātou oku nei hoa ki te ruku kai moana o te whānau. Oi anō, he rā pai tēnei rā mō tōku tuakana, me tana huritau. Billy turns 50 today, guys. It's a great celebration. Happy birthday, dear Billy. Seaweed. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! 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 Happy birthday, man. Happy 50th, man. Happy 21st there, my cuz.